Hey now. Steve's prompting me over there. How you doing, everybody? Welcome to another episode of IoT Nuggets with BHIOTGroup.com. I'm Doug Cohen from M10 Social. I'm here wearing Steve's favorite hat. I did this just for him today. And Steve Brummer is my illustrious co-host all the way over on the other side of the screen there from BHIOT Group. And also joining us today is Mr. Tom McGuire, co-founder and COO and CMO of SensLynx. So thank you for joining us today, Tom.
Glad to be here.
Awesome.
Glad to have you. Tom joins us today from San Diego. We're going to talk about SensLynx a little bit. SensLynx.com is the website. And you can also reach BHIOT Group at BHIOTGroup.com up there in the corner right above Steve. He's pointing it out to you, just like Vanna White on Wheel of Fortune.
Thanks. Really?
And you can reach BHIOT Group at the website and talk to Steve and John Hubler and the rest of the crew there to get a discussion going on your IoT deployment and strategy and how to bring it to market. And with that said, let's talk about what SensLynx is doing in the market. I'm going to pass it on to Steve and Tom to discuss the things you folks are doing in the IoT space.
Excellent. Thanks, Doug, as usual. Tom, great to have you. Great opportunity to explain to the world what you guys do. So give us the elevator pitch on SensLynx and your company and what are you guys doing today?
Sure. Yeah. Good to be here, Steve. Thanks. So we started SensLynx back in 2016. And the reason why we did, my co-founder, Rob, Gary, and myself, we've been in the wireless space for a long time. And we were seeing what was going on in the IoT space for a lot of businesses that were really struggling to figure out how to apply some of these solutions and applications and hardware to their business, which is going to make them more productive, save on costs, things like that. So we started SensLynx by combining all of these different solutions via wireless in the IoT space in such a way where we've got the hardware, the application, the connectivity, the platform, and the portal, right? And the place where someone would log in and see what's going on with all of their stuff. We combined that all into one and made it really easy for these businesses to be able to purchase that, to understand it, get it explained to them, and purchase it. So we do things like anywhere from fleet and asset management to POTS replacement, which I know we're going to talk about today, to monitoring solutions where we can monitor things like employee safety, anything that's going on in a facility, anything that's going on in the agricultural world, anything that needs to get monitored, where they're collecting data and they want to see what's going on with that data, we can take care of that via wireless, via IoT.
Well, and I had the pleasure of being on a call with you and Rob a couple weeks ago where we were talking about your POTS replacement service and the program and the products and the offering, and that's what really prompted us to want to have this call and have you on the event on the IoT Nuggets show. Tell us, first of all, for anybody that does not have the gray hairs like you and I do, they may not know what the hell POTS is.
Yep.
So explain what POTS is and then talk a little bit about your program.
Sure. So POTS stands for Plano Telephone Service. And what that is those are those old analog twisted pair copper lines, right, that people were using on the landlines on their phones in their homes or in their businesses and things like that. So that's where it all started back in the day, where it was the Ma Bells that were out there as far as the phone companies go. So obviously with technology, all of that's evolved, right? So those twisted pair lines, the ones that are using the phones, right? Those lines that use those business phones or home phones, they got replaced by VoIP, right? Voice over Internet Protocol. So that's one side of POTS, if you will. There's a whole nother side that a lot of businesses may or may not even be aware of. And that is those same lines that are coming in either off the telephone pole or underground and coming into a building or something like that. Those same lines are the ones that are being used for those elevator emergency phones or for the burglar alarm system or for the fire alarm system. or if a building has an ATM or a point of sale terminal or things like that, or fax machines, right? Those twisted pair lines are still running those other things outside of those business phones. So what we do is we're replacing those lines with wireless connectivity. So again, those lines that are coming in, they're usually coming into a telco equipment room. We take all of those lines out, we replace them with, a wireless router. We plug in the other side of what's going from that telco equipment room to the elevator phone, to that fax machine, to the door access for someone to get buzzed in. We're plugging all that stuff back in, and now it's running on wireless connectivity. So it begs the question, why would someone do that now, right? So here's what's going on. The FCC gave the approval to all of these service providers of these old POTS lines that come August of next year, they don't have to service them or maintain them anymore, right? They can just, let them go and things like that. And here's why: a lot of those service providers that have those POTS lines in place, they cost a lot to maintain, they cost a lot to service, they cost a lot to get a truck roll out there if something goes down with the wires. The wires are getting old, they end up splitting and they're brittle and things like that. So everyone's kind of moving away from those hardwire lines and getting that connectivity through wireless.
And people can come to you for all the hardware, the software, the platform, the airtime, the complete bundled solution for POTS replacement opportunities.
Exactly. So there's two different areas of the business that SensLynx is in when it comes to POTS replacement. One of them is what you just described, right? So for that direct business user, we can replace all those lines with a complete solution, right? The router, what's called an ATA that converts it from analog to digital, the battery backup, the application, the dashboard, the portal, all of that, we have that all in one to the direct business user. Now, we have another side of our business, if you don't mind me expanding a little bit, Steve, where we actually set up telecom businesses who are already in this space and who are already offering to replace the business phones with VoIP. We give them the opportunity by taking our solution and offering it to their customer base.
Oh, okay.
And the beauty of that is those telecom businesses, a lot of them, they have their own PBX or their own soft switch. So sometimes they don't need everything that we provide. They just need pieces and parts of it. So we offer that to that channel, if you will, where they can just grab the router and the ATA from us or any combination thereof. And then they're able to provide that to their customer base that they're already providing business VoIP to. Excellent.
Well, that was fantastic. That's exactly what we were looking for, Tom, from this episode, was a better understanding, because it's a whole new use case, that's out there in the marketplace right now. So thank you so much for your time. Thanks for joining. Thanks for the information. Anybody that's out there needs to go to senselynx.com to get more information. Contact Tom and Rob and the whole team there, because it's a great open market. There's huge opportunities based on what I've learned and what these guys explained to us. So thank you. Doug, back to you.
Well, thank you very much, gentlemen. Thank you, Tom. And I am also a member of that gray hair club, so I remember what POTS are. PBXs, POTS, some of that terminology takes me back to my history in the telecom business as well. But it's very exciting what you folks are doing. And thank you for joining us on this episode of IoT Nuggets. For those of you tuned in, make sure you're connected with us on LinkedIn, as well as the YouTube channel, where you can find all of the nuggets. And you can go to bhigroup.com up there in the corner, as I said at the beginning, to reach out to Steve and John Hubler and the rest of the crew there. And you can go to senselynx.com to get in touch with SensLynx. So thank you for tuning in. Yep. And we will see you all on the next episode of IoT Nuggets.
Thanks, Steve. Thanks, Doug. Thanks for having me today, guys. Take care.
Absolutely.